Hey everybody, I promised you that I would show you the next Misfit Market box, and I just got it today. All I've done is take the top tape off, and even though Max is downstairs, you may still hear him. Misfit Market is a box that has basically imperfect vegetables. I really like the way they give you a little card every time. This box is $35 and it's all organic, and that's what you really need to know right now. And they pack it incredibly well, so you guys can see that. And then I get a couple. These are still frozen solid, or pretty solid, and I tend to give those away or save them and reuse them. And what's fun about these is just seeing what the heck you got. And I really enjoy that. So we've got some cilantro. And again, everything in here is organic. I've got two more big things of kale. And we'll look at some more of these in a second too. Ooh, radishes with greens. And one of the things that I like to do with radishes is roast them. So if you don't like the spicy way that they kind of bite you back, if you roast them, it becomes more of a mellow flavor. And these radish greens, I would not put all of these in one pesto, but you could mix, with the kale, we could mix some of the radish leaves to give it a little bit different flavor to do a pesto for that. We'll open this last. And look at, these are beautiful. And I'll show you from the other angle too. That 3 giant beets with the beet greens, which just kind of gives us double duty. So I can use both. We've got, okay, see, this is the first thing that's kind of banged up. To me, most of this does not qualify as Misfit. It qualifies. So the limes I got before too were just a little bit more color, lighter color like this again, but they taste just fine. Got some pomegranates. They're little baby pomegranates, but they're going to be really nice on salads. Here's another, let me get some of that under there. There's another pepper. And again, I would say you could sort of say that's made it Misfit, but honestly, I think it looks pretty perfect to me. Okay, there's a lot in here. I'm going to have to make, oh my gosh, I've gotten a bunch out. Oh, I'm going to put this over to the side. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, so let's go over what we've gotten so far. And I just want you to see how big these beets are. And that's a lot of beet grains. So those are a couple of meals right there. Again, 2 really decent bunches of kale. A bunch of cilantro. 2 bunches of radishes with greens. And there's a lot of greens on here, more than typical. Okay, we've got 4 peppers. We have 1 lime escaping. So right now we have 5 limes. Okay, 2 small, and these are very small pomegranates. And I think we've got mushrooms in here. No! You guys, sunchokes! I'll show you the top part of this too, if I could hold on to them. Sunchokes are so yummy. And they're usually kind of expensive. So let's see how many sunchokes we have. If it's something small and separate, they do put it in these plastic bags that are compostable. So we've got some sunchokes. And you'll see why I had to move the box in a minute. There's just no room for a lot of things right now. Let's do this like this. Okay, so I've got pretty much a bunch of carrots. We've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 carrots. Okay. heads of cabbage. 2 heads of cabbage, you guys. So if you're doing greens or veggies for breakfast, and there's still more in here. So I found another lime, bringing our lime total up to 6. There are 2 zucchini. They're basically, this is a little squishy. I mean, well, it's not even so much squishy as it's just a little damaged. But I'll show you again. If you, this is the kind of damage that I'm talking about, which is to me not really damage. It's just not that big a deal. As soon as I peel some of that off, all of the bad part is gone. And I hate to even call it bad part. I've got 4 big onions, which I was kind of hoping for. And I'll show you. That's a little cabbage. That's a regular size cabbage. But those are some fairly decently sized onions. And this one does look like it's a little So that it has some mold and stuff in it. So probably what I'll do is after I get off of here, I'll go ahead and break this down first and see if there's any, because I think there's going to be some usable parts. I think I'm just going to have to peel a good bit of it away. So far, this is the only thing that I really think I'm going to have any loss on at all. Okay, and then we have 4 small sweet potatoes. And we've got 6 apples. Let's see what, they're organic Granny Smith apples. So I want, and if you guys could see in the box too, it's like, it's a little bit nutty because there's some papers from the onion and little bits of greens from all that stuff. And so you can pretty much see everything in here. And for about 35 bucks, all of this is organic. So I know where I live, these sunchokes would have cost a good bit of money. Really big, nice beets with perfectly intact greens, organic cilantro, and I'm still just, these just look so good. I do notice sometimes I've gotten other brands than MisfitMarket, and I've had more of the greens not so nice when they come here. And these are totally cookable. And again, kind of, this is all the greens that are just the beet greens, not even the kale. Do you guys have any questions about this? I do have a code where I think you get 30% off, and I'll go back and put that in the comments when I'm done. I just think for a Misfit box or ungraded produce or any of the seconds or slightly damaged things that you see, so far this has been my favorite one. Now, I am also going to be opening up a Hungry Harvest tomorrow if all goes as planned, and we can kind of compare it a little bit. I haven't had a Hungry Harvest one in a while. The one I'm getting, because I got it by accident, is it's not going to be organic. So we're not going to be comparing exactly apples to apples, but going forward, I'll make sure that we do a side-by-side comparison. So the MisfitMarket, one of the things I like about it too is I get to pick if I want it to come on Wednesdays, Thursdays, or Fridays. It does come delivered, like, I'm not sure if it's UPS or the Postal Service, but it does come shipped from somewhere. Whereas I believe Hungry Harvest is more of a local delivery person, but it's still being driven. And then there was another one here, ungraded produce, that I liked a lot that merged with Hungry Harvest. And these are different area to area. I think that MisfitMarket is mostly in the East Coast and trying to spread. They've spread here just recently to North Carolina. But go ahead and check with them. We'll look at the other one and compare it. But I think, I can't even think of going to Aldi's and, sorry. The mic moved around. Oh, and Mary Baker says, I wish this was available in my area. What a deal. Yeah, for especially, again, and I know I've said organic like 8,000 times, but for organic produce, this is an amazing deal. And again, if Misfit's Market is not in your area, there's going to be something in your area. So you might even look up Hungry Harvest. There's probably other names that I don't know about because they haven't been over here yet. I do find, I was doing like CSA or community supported agriculture during the winter, and I was happy to be supporting the farmer, but I wasn't happy with the food I was getting. And it was much, much, much more expensive than this, and I got nothing near this. We also have a local, just regular buy from the farmers kind of site. You're not really, they buy from the farmers and you buy from them, kind of like a produce store. And I find the value is not as good, and it's probably because there's a couple middlemen in there. But this is probably the 6th or 7th that I've gotten from Misfit Market, and I'm just really impressed. So, and again, everything isn't perfect. If you came in a little later, there's a little teeny tiny, like to me, this little bit that I'm going to cut off, and the rest is pretty solid. I'm going to be able to use it. And I think I'm going to lose probably 1/3 of this onion. Maybe it won't even be that much. That's the only thing that I see here. There might be, I think there's a little dent in that apple. But anyhow, I wanted to share this with you. I'll come back. I'll put a link in case it is in your area. I will also try and actively find a few others that maybe, if I can get them in to show you, I'm happy to do that. And tomorrow I will be doing Hungry Harvest. Today was MisfitMarket.com. I hope you're already having a good weekend. Tomorrow's a busy day for us, but we're going to go on a hike and it's going to be cool. So I think that's going to be awesome. So if all goes as planned, I will come back in the afternoon. The delivery will be here and I'll do an unboxing before we go out again. Okay, it's so great to see you and have you in the kitchen as always. And let me know if you guys know of a place like this where you're living, especially if you're on the East Coast, the Southwest, or the Pacific Northwest. I would love to know so that I can share it with everybody. Thank you.